Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at 3 Star Wars Resistance action figures. We have Tora Doza, Synara San, and Kazuda Xiono. Hopefully I pronounced those correctly. I just found these at my local Walmart. I think they were $7.86 a piece. I didn't even know that they were making figures for Resistance. I should have expected it, of course, and maybe they were announced previously and I missed it. But I just thought they looked really neat. I'm not the hugest fan of the show. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. I just really loved Rebels, so when they canceled that, I was a little bummed. And then when this show first started off, it was kind of very fillerish episodes of them just kind of running around that platform. But I feel like it's starting to amp up. I think it's going to be something significant soon. So I'm kind of getting into it more. So I'm getting excited. And I don't know. I just found these at Walmart and they spoke to me. I just thought they looked really neat. I really love the artwork on the cards. I think the white is a perfect idea for color scheme with the blue. The animation models here for each of the characters look really good. Not exactly the same animation from the show. The show is more computer generated. These are more just kind of, hand drawn. But I think the figures look really good. I think the figures look a lot like the representations from the show. So I'm pretty excited about that. So here we have Kaz. He is the main character of the show. Now you can see here that it's just the line's just called Star Wars. And then down here it says, as seen on Star Wars Resistance. So I don't know if they're just going to do kind of a blanket Star Wars line so that they can put other characters in it later on. Or maybe when Episode 9 eventually happens, they'll put them in the same line at the same price point. I'm not sure. These were the only 3 that my Walmart had. Now, if you look on the back of the packaging, it gives you a little bio in several different languages. And then it says also look for Tora Doza First Order Stormtrooper. So there's at least another figure of the Stormtrooper. And then if we take a look at Synara San, Commander Pyre, and also Tora Doza. They really love Tora Doza. And then you have little bio there. And then on the back of Tora Doza's card, it also advertises Tora Doza. No, it doesn't. I'm just kidding. Here's the bio. It has Major Vonreg and then Kaz. So there's at least 3 other figures that are from the First Order. So there's at least 3 other figures we know of. But there are tons of characters on this show who I would assume will eventually get the action figure treatment. I would assume there'll also be vehicles at some point. Although I have to say the show's not super vehicle intensive. They have the racers. It's pretty much it. I mean, they have X-Wings and stuff, normal things that we see. But yeah, so I really like the look of these. Let's go ahead and get them out of the box and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here are the 3 characters out of the packaging. We'll start over here on the left. This is Tora Doza. She has got an outstanding amount of paint applications. They did a really nice job. Her flight suit looks fantastic. The head sculpt also looks really good. You can see she's got a little bit of kind of like tattoos under the eyes. Really nice paint applications. The hair is done well. She has those little buns all kind of molded in. Head's on a ball joint. A little bit limited as far as up and down, but certainly side to side is no problem. We're back to 5 main points of articulation here with the neck, the 2 arms, and the legs. The arms can move around. Now she's got this kind of soft plastic vest that she wears, and so that hinders the arms just a little bit, but it's not really that big of a problem. And then she's got 90 degrees in the waist. Now, would I love these figures to have elbows and knees? I mean, sure. But I feel like as small as they are and as thin as they are, it doesn't really make sense. And I can understand why they didn't do it. I think they just took that and they put a little bit more love into the paint and the accessories, which I think they did a fantastic job with. Now, I would assume that they're going to make vehicles and things, so they need to be able to sit, which is why they can do that. And they do have holes on the bottom of their feet so you can peg them into stuff if they make playsets or whatnot. But I'm okay with them not having elbows or knees because I really think they look good. Now, she doesn't come with a weapon. The other 2 do. I would imagine her character doesn't really use a weapon on the show. She's a racer, not really a warrior. So that might be the reason. Or it might just be because they decided to save that cost and put it into the paint applications, which they absolutely nailed. But she does come with a second head. Now, the other 2 have helmets, but they just slip over top of the existing heads, which we'll see in a moment. This one you actually have to pop the head off and change it. And this worries me a little bit, but I feel like this head pops off fairly easily, and it also moves around fairly easily. But this one is very difficult to get on and very difficult to move once it's on. So if we pop this on, you can see that it gets on there, but once it's on, it really doesn't move very easily, and I feel like you're twisting the neck, which I don't want to do. Now, once you have the head on, it looks great. I mean, the helmet is fantastically detailed, painted nicely. You can see the eyes through the visor. I think they did a great job there. So once it's on, it looks good. But if you want her to look left and right, you should turn her whole body, because I don't trust turning this. Now, it's possible it's just not that loose. So maybe if you shaved down... I don't want to shave down the neck, though, because it already works perfectly with this head. I don't know, maybe sand the inside of the connector for the head? I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and just take this off. But it always scares me when I'm switching the heads. So just be careful. But with this head, it looks great. And it moves really nicely. Next up we have Synara San. Another character that I think they did an excellent job detailing, and the paint applications are fantastic. Head sculpt is very nice. She has this kind of braided ponytail that kind of sits on the shoulder. When you move the head around on the ball joint, that just moves around with it. She's got the same arm articulation. Her arms can go all the way around because she doesn't have anything impeding it. And then pretty much 90 degrees, but not quite. Again, has the holes on the bottom of the feet. Now you can see she comes with a gun accessory, and she actually has a holster that it can sit in. And the cool thing is she can actually put her hand on the gun while it's in the holster. I think that's a really neat touch. You can see that this arm's a little bit higher up than this one is, and I feel like that was done intentionally. So that's really cool. Now once you go ahead and pull the gun out, you can leave it in the hand, and then you can pretend like she's drawing it. And it's a very basic little blaster, but it's detailed nice, all in one color. I think it looks pretty good. Now I said she does come with a helmet, but it's empty, and it's just very simply it's a softer rubber, and it just kind of fits over top, very simple. And then you can take it off just as simply. So I appreciate that. I think she looks great. Really glad I decided to pick her up. Let me see if I can. You just gonna have to get the feet in a good pose there. There we go. And then last but certainly not least, we have Kaz. He looks good. I think they did a great job. He's got goofy hair, and they did an excellent job of capturing that from the show. He also comes with a blaster. Again, very simple, but nicely detailed, molded. One simple color. They did a great job with his two-tone green jacket. Nicely painted. He's got the same articulation, heads on a ball joint. Move the arms around, and then he has pretty much full 90 degrees in the waist. And then you can go ahead and put his helmet on. Let's take a quick look at the helmet itself. And it is, again, like a softer plastic. This really kind of reminds me of the Playmates Paladin of Voltron figures, where they just kind of had the soft helmet that you just kind of pushed over the head. But overall, it's painted nicely. I think they did a good job with it. And you just pop it right back off. So all in all, I would say all three of these are excellent figures. And as I said earlier, they're about $7.86 or something at Walmart, which might seem like a lot. But I do think they have an excellent amount of paint applications, and the accessories they come with are really nice as well. When you have figures these small, I feel like it makes sense not to try to do elbow and knee joints, just because that would make them incredibly fragile. I think if you tried to do the elbow and knee joints with this size, you'd run into problems as far as them breaking off and things like that, especially with the girl figures who have even thinner elbows or arms than Kaz does. But I really think that they're nice. With figures this size, they don't need to have a ton of articulation. They just need to look good, in my opinion. Obviously, when you get to the bigger figures, that's when articulation really counts. But I would recommend them. I think all three of these look great. Wonderful detail, wonderful paint applications. The accessories they come with are cool. If I had to nitpick anything, I just wish Kaz had a holster that he could put the gun in, very much like Synara does. but I don't think he really has that on the show, so that's probably why they decided, they wanted to make the figure look as show accurate as possible, so I would assume that's why he didn't get a holster. But I'd be interested to see the Stormtrooper figures when I can actually find them at a store. I might pick up a couple more of these. Probably won't get too crazy into the vehicles and such, just because prices on those start to add up. But I think these are fun little representations of the characters from the show, and I think the show has a lot of possibilities. I think it has a lot of potential. It's going to take off soon, at least fingers crossed. I think we're going to start getting into some really interesting storylines soon. So my excitement for that, and the fact that these just looked too good to pass up. I just thought they looked really fun. Something in the store spoke to me when I saw them, and I thought, I need to have these, so I decided to grab them. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.